Here is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. You know, she probably doesn't ride the subway, but if she did, she wouldn't say things like this. By the by, Alexandria, CIA plant. Bernie Getz is still a hero. You're not. Daniel Penny will be a hero. You will never be. Because you're a hateful, spiteful, baby-killing, evil advocating on the wrong side of everything witch. But you could change, and you could get on the right side of things. Going out there and telling the people that live in the South Bronx as your district that Daniel Penny is the bad guy, why do they keep sending this witch back to the House of Representatives? Everything that is wrong with politics in the United States can be explained by the constant election of a woman like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez or Debbie Wasserman Schultz or that witch from Massachusetts, Elizabeth Warren, or any of the rest of them out there. You know the type. You know what they are. You know what they stand for. We've talked about it before.
I think that we ought to stop for a minute and talk about what feminism is, because I keep hearing from the media that feminism is the new F word.
Okay, I'll bite.
And we have several possible definitions to choose from. We could go with Pat Robertson. It had to do with teaching women to kill their children, leave their husbands, practice witchcraft, destroy capitalism, and become lesbians.
A pretty good explanation. I think you're in the neighborhood there. Here's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Again, wrong side of every question ever asked.
What do you make of the comments?
Well, doesn't that, I just feel like that tells us everything. If we do not want violence on our subways, and the point of our justice system is a level of accountability to prevent a person who does not have remorse about taking another person's life. I mean, even people who have engaged in manslaughter or have taken a life accidentally express remorse. And so the fact that a person may express no remorse indicates that there's a risk that it may happen again. And if we do not want to unleash that level of violence, then we should exert a level of accountability to prevent that from happening again.
I'm not aware that Daniel Penny ever said that he has no remorse for the death of Jordan Neely, or that he doesn't regret. He was asked if he would do it again, and the answer is yes. As the medical examiner, you dumbass, if you'd pay attention for once in your miserable life, she is so... I'm going to say this again. There's no way that anyone is that stupid. A box of Stanley Hammers is smarter than her. There is no way that anyone is that stupid and can figure out how to fleece 750,000 Americans into voting for her to send her to Congress. Nope. I'm just going to sit here and go like, nope, didn't happen. Nope. That's why I say CIA plant 100%. Get the little 100 emoji icon and go 100 right there. CIA plant. Guarantee you. No way anyone that stupid. But there have been some stupid people in the House of Representatives. Maybe they're all CIA plants too. No way anyone that dumb should be anywhere near a $7 trillion, soon to be $5 trillion budget where there are nuclear weapons involved. No way. Should never happen. I wouldn't allow it. You shouldn't allow it. The American people should never have to take that chance. But Penny said he would do it again. He didn't say he was glad that Neely was dead. He didn't say that he was glad that there was violence on the subway and he was glad that he was able to deliver it. He said, basically, that if someone were on a train with a knife, threatening to kill innocent subway riders, and he had the strength and the fortitude to do something about it, he would do it again. That's what he said. You know, why? You know, you have to ask yourself the question, why do these people, the Alexandria Ocasio-Cortezes, the Debbie Wasserman Schultz of the world, what was the wench we were talking here, the Taylor Lorenzes of the world and all the rest of them, why do they always answer the questions wrong? I think about this. Why do they always answer the question wrong? Is it that they have the wrong input? You and I hear the same thing, and I don't come to that conclusion. Why do they always get it wrong? Well, there's a couple of possibilities. One possibility is that they have already been given the answer from central demonic casting, and they know what it is, and they just repeat it. That's one answer. Let's see, the second thing that could happen. Their formation is really that bad. They really are that stupid. Which is why I say, what are you saying, Mike? What I'm saying is that they absolutely could be placed into the House of Representatives. You got enough money, bro. Unless you're Kamala Harris, you can accomplish almost anything. Hey, quickly, let us go to the telephones at 844-527-8723. Steve's in New York, a police officer. Actually wants to talk about the Penny case. Steve, welcome to the Mike Church Show on the CRUSADE Radio Network. How are you, sir?
I am doing well. Thank you so much for taking my call. I appreciate it. I appreciate you identifying me as a law enforcement officer. I don't get that respect very often, and so it's much appreciated, sir.
You're welcome.
Is that your real last name, by the way? Church. I mean, what an.
Are we going to have a conversation, Steve, or are you going to talk about my name?
Okay, my apologies. I got that you were respectful of the police, but it seems as if that might not be the case. Are you trying to be combative with me? Yeah, I was trying to be a little, back and forth, a little bit of, that's all.
You called to talk about Daniel. You called to talk about Daniel Penny, my friend, not Mike Church's last name. So my antenna go up and go, Howard Stern's coming, Baba Booey. I've been doing this for 32 years, sir. I know when I'm being set up. If you want to talk about Daniel Penny, let's talk about Daniel Penny.
I do want to talk about Daniel Penny. It's interesting, when you've been set up, you seem like you're suspicious of things. It's strange. Daniel Penny, the case, for me, it sticks out as a situation where a citizen is trying to do the work of the police and stepping outside of the bounds of what a citizen should and is legally allowed to do, in my opinion. I believe that we are trained, officers are trained to deal with these situations, and I believe it's pretty, common sense to say that what he should have done is simply held him in a safe way and allowed for an NYPD officer to show up, take the hold over, and commence in killing the citizen, because that is our job and is not the job of other citizens to do. Do you understand?
No. Isn't that what he did?
Yes, but what I'm saying is he should have left it for the police officer. That we are the ones who are meant to be killing citizens, and so he should have left.
All right, dude. Whatever, bro. Hey, I got to tell you, though, really great phone connection. I mean, your phone was almost sounded like you were in the next room. I would have suspected. Nice try, pal. Try again. I don't know. Maybe actually have a viable point to argue. But I'm glad that the phones worked, and it was fantastic and exciting to actually get a phone call. Now, back to the rest of what we were supposed to be talking about here. You get this thing. Who is this Baba Booey? Oh, come on, dude. I wasn't born yesterday. You're calling from New York and you don't know who freaking Baba Booey is? Head, sand? No, dude.
I'm impressed we had a phone troll. We haven't had that.
You know what? We should we...
Mark it on the calendar.
Wait a minute. Maggie says she is impressed that we actually had a phone troll. I think... Don't we have a song for this? Pretty sure we have, I believe we do have a song for this. Ask and you shall receive. Somebody play the bass. So one thing about these old recorders, you don't get any bass in them. All right, everybody.
Happy days are here again. The skies above are clear again. Let us sing a song of cheer again. Happy days.
Well, there you go, Maggie. Happy days are here again. Phone trolls are back here on the Mike Church Show on the Crusade Radio Network. I knew there was a reason I paid the phone bill this month. Or you paid the phone bill, rather. All right, moving on. Mayor Eric Adams. Next up. Mayor Eric Adams. I don't know what's going on with Mayor Adams, but all of a sudden, Mayor Adams is starting to make sense.
He's had enough of democracy.
I think Mayor Adams has had enough of democracy. And that Mayor Adams is going like, you know what, dude, I could have a really great 4 years with Trump's help. I could be given the credit for kind of like reviving New York like they gave Giuliani. Or I can fight him all the way to the bottom of the Hudson River and turn this place into an Ernest Borgnine cab driver run escape from New York hellhole. Sounds to me like Mayor Adams is going like, I think I'm going to pick Trump.
Other big news today, Daniel Penny was found not guilty of the killing of Jordan Neely. I wanted to get your thoughts on that. And then another question. Last week on our morning show, you left the door open seemingly to rejoining the Republican Party. I wanted to know why you didn't say you're a proud Democrat. Do you find issues with your own
He's going to join the Republicans
First,
now.
as I stated when this incident first happened with Jordan, that's my son's name. And so, these incidents that happen in the city is not only professional, but they're personal, and we take that with us. Jordan should not have had to die. And I strongly believe, as I've been stating, probably from day one, we have a mental health system that is broken.
True.
When you have someone repeatedly going through that system, that's a signature of failure. And we need help in Albany and in the city council. We can't sit back and mourn the loss of someone that is caught up in this system when we're not taking the action every day. But a jury of his peers heard the case, saw all the facts and all the evidence, and made a decision. And I joined D.A. Braggs in stating that I respect the process.
I respect the process, but the operative part, why didn't you poo-poo the idea that you might rejoin the Republican Party? Adams didn't have anything to say. He just leapfrog right over. I'm not going to answer that one. He's standing in front of a podium or behind a podium. The podium has a sign on it, and if you're listening on radio, you can't see this, so I will fill in for your eyes, my friends. Don't worry, I've got you covered. The sign says, New York, nyc.gov/wins. Does Mayor Adams think that there is some sort of a bright future for the Big Apple? Again, Mayor Adams is being given a choice right now. President Trump has been very clear. I will help anyone. I want to rebuild our great cities. I want people to thrive and to flourish wherever they are in America. I don't care if you're in a blue state. I will work with that mayor. I will work with that governor. He has been very clear. Now, he is not going to get any assistance. Did you notice that Mayor Adams basically just threw hateful Hochul, Satan's apostle, under the bus, backed it up, beep, 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 and then ran her over again, saying like, well, look, for my friends, my New Yorkers, we got major problems here that have got to be addressed here in New York and in Albany. They got to look at it at all governments here in the state. He called hateful Hochul out. Adams, look, I didn't just fall off a turnip truck, and I'm listening in earbuds, so I can hear the tone of the voice and I can see him. Adams is going to play ball with the Trump administration. Mark my words, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it right here first on the Mike Church. I'm telling you, Mayor Adams is going to say to Tom Homan, come on in, bruh. Let me tell you what happened with the Biden regime. Now, this is a testament, or it's not a good testament to the character of Eric Adams, but maybe they threatened it with something I don't know about. But let me tell you how this went down. When the CBP-1 program was launched, and when the Biden regime and all the people responsible for it made the decision that they were going to immigrate illegally, tens of millions of illegals, and they needed very, very, very extraordinarily well-known and populated areas to drop some of them into, to let the world, or to let the benefactors of this hideous, this treasonous policy know that it was going on. They enlisted the aid of mayors of big cities, and Eric Adams was one of them. Now, what did they do? They promised him, Adams was not running. There's no way Adams was running an $80,000 an hour deficit or whatever it was to put all those people up at the Ritz-Carlton and the other hotels and take the schools over. The Democrat Party, the Biden regime, was sliding him money. They were paying for this. The state of New York, the city of New York wasn't paying for this, and Adams was probably promised something if the shape won or if Biden won and went along with it. Now, again, that doesn't say an awful lot about his character, but it seems as though he has had a change of heart. And if you listen to that, what it seems to me is likely to happen is that Mayor Eric Adams of New York is going to tell Tom Homan, come on in. You want to go? You want access to the jails? Come on in the jails. You want access to whatever prisons we have in this borough and the 5 boroughs? You got it. Come on in. The chief of police of New York, the NYPD chief, is not going to, the police commissioner of New York, the commission is not going to say no. He is not going to fight. He's not going to argue with Tom Homan. The people that live outside of Manhattan, the leftards on the Lower East Side and on the Upper West Side and what have you here, they're not going to win this one. They're going to lose. Eric Adams is going to say to President Trump, Trump's going to say, how can I help you, Mayor? Wait, how can we make New York great again? And there will be quid pro quos. That's how I see this, and that's why Eric Adams is not just didn't. Can you imagine during his term, Eric Adams flips parties and goes Republican? Trump already gained 11 points from 2020 in New York. I'm hearing rumblings now. We can ask Magdalene about this when she comes on. That in the Republican Party leadership, they are talking about winning New Jersey next. Chris Christie was elected governor of New Jersey not that long ago. What was Krispy Kreme's last term? 2012, 2014, somewhere up in there. What's going on out there? Has the great bear, the great slumbering bear that is the good people of the United States, has that bear awakened? Or is there a lot more than meets the eye here? If they take a poll on what Americans think about Daniel Penny is going to be regarded as a hero. This is a young man that put his own, look at what they did to him after the fact. You could say, did he feel threatened at the time he was wrestling with Jordan Neely? Maybe, but look at what they did to him after the fact. And Penny said he would do it again. That's the mark of a hero, folks.